Hello students, welcome to physics class. Myself is Mr. Sanaullah Khan, NCMS Jhabua. Today we are going to start chapter number 3, motion in a plane. In last chapter we have discussed about motion in a straight line. What do we understand by motions and types of motion? 3-dimension motion, 1-dimension motion, 2-dimension motion. Whenever a particle is moving in a straight path or a straight line, then the motion of particle is said to be one-dimensional. If a particle is moving on a plane surface or surface, then its motion is said to be 2-dimension. And whenever the particle moves in air or space, then its motion is said to be 3-dimension. We are going to start motion in a plane now, chapter number 3. We start this chapter with the physical quantities. Generally, physical quantity is categorized into two parts now: scalar quantity and vector quantity. Okay. What do we understand by scalar quantity? So, the scalar quantity is that physical quantity which has only magnitude. The physical quantity which has only magnitude is called scalar quantity, like length, mass, speed. Okay. These quantities have only magnitude. Magnitude means we say that the length of the table is 5 meter. 5 meter is the magnitude. The particular vegetable is of 5 kg weight, 5 kg is its magnitude. Okay. Similarly, this is said to be the magnitude. So, this type of quantities, physical quantities, are said to be scalars. The scalar quantities are indicated by the English letters alphabets. Okay. Generally, we use the English letters alphabets to indicate scalar quantities. Okay. So, these are scalar quantities. What do we understand by vector quantities? Number 2, vector quantities are those quantities which has both magnitudes and directions. Okay. The quantities which have both magnitudes and directions are said to be vector quantities. For example, velocity. Okay. A particular vehicle is moving with a 5 meter per second in a particular direction. So, it has magnitude also and it has direction also. Okay. So, this particular quantity is said to be the vector quantity. Vector quantity, so many just quantities we have studied up to now: velocity, acceleration, force, linear momentum. Okay. All these quantities are said to be the vector quantities. Okay. How do we represent? Since in this chapter we are going to study about the vector algebra, means about the vector in detail we are going to study. Okay. What are the uses of those quantities and how do we apply vector algebra? Okay. First we study about that vector, how do we represent the vector quantity? If a vector quantity is there, then we can represent the vector quantity by English alphabet, but the arrow over the head of English alphabet, like you see here, capital A, the arrow is there over its head. Okay. And small a is there, then the arrow over the head of a English alphabet. We indicate the vector quantity by using the arrow over the head of a English alphabets. How do we try to understand by the representation of a vector? If a vector is there, then vector has two things, important things: magnitude and direction both. If we suppose a particular figure, this one A, B, okay, then here this is said to be vector AB. This is the graphical representation of a vector. A is the initial point of vector, B is the ending point of vector. Initial point of vector A is said to be tail of vector, and here B is the end point of vector, which is indicated by arrow, means head of the vector, and this is length. Length means A to B is the length. This length of the vector is indicated by the magnitude, means this length of the vector gives us the magnitude, but this arrow sign over the head of the vector shows us the direction, in which direction this vector is moving. So, this is the graphical representation of a vector AB. We write vector AB as vector P is equal to vector AB also. Okay. This is the way how do we represent a vector. See that vector P is equal to vector AB. arrow over the head of English alphabet here, P is equal to AB vector. So, where A is a called, I already explained to you, A is the initial point which is called as tail of vector, B is the ending point or terminating point which is called as the head of the vector. Head of the vector is indicated by arrow sign and it shows this a particular direction there. This is the way how do we represent a particular vector. Okay. Length AB shows the magnitude and arrow shows the direction of vector. Types of vector. Generally the vectors are classified into two parts. We consider that the types are polar vectors and axial vectors. What do we understand by polar vectors? So, polar vectors say that a vector quantity whose direction is along the direction of a particular body or particular particle. That those type of vectors are said to be the polar vectors. For example, displacement, velocity, linear momentum and force. In all these cases we can see that velocity has its direction, displacement has its direction, linear momentum has its direction, force has its direction and the direction is along the direction of motion of a particular body or particle. So, this type of vectors are said to be the polar vectors. Another type of vector is said to be the axial vector. What do we understand by axial vector? So, axial vector means it is related with the rotational body. Suppose that if a particle is rotating about its axis of rotation, there is an axis of rotation of a particular particle. So, the particle is moving just around a particular axis, but what will be the direction of this particular vector? So, according to this type of vectors are said to be the axial vector. What will be direction of this type of vector? The direction of this vector is plane to the, or this plane of a rotational axis, plane to the rotational axis there means the particle is moving around the axis of rotation. The direction of axis of rotation is this one. Okay. So, the direction of axial vector is along the axis of rotation of a particular body. If we place, suppose that a particle is moving along this particular axis, this is axis, it is moving around it. If we place a circular plate here over here, this is said to be the plane of particular axis, okay, axis of rotation. And if we place a perpendicular direction, if we see the perpendicular direction, the direction of axial vector is also said to be the perpendicular on the plane of its axis of rotation, on the plane of rotation. This is the rotational, the plane of rotation is this one and the direction is perpendicular to the plane of rotation. Okay, so in two way what do we understand by axial vectors? So, axial vectors are those vectors whose direction is always along the axis of rotation. In other way, we can say that the direction of axial vectors are perpendicular to the plane of rotation. Okay. What type of vectors are those? So, we can say that all those vectors which are related with the rotational body or rotational motion, these are said to be the axial vectors, like angular velocity with a rotational motion. Angular acceleration is there, okay, angular velocity is there which is indicated by omega, angular acceleration is there which is indicated by alpha, torque is there, okay, and angular momentum which is represented by or indicated by capital L. So, these are some quantities, these vectors are said to be the axial vectors. Let us go through to understand the diagram of this axial vector. How does it work? See that. This is a rotational body and this line is said to be the axis of rotation. If a particle is moving just rotating around the axis of rotation here, the velocity of this particle is said to be the angular velocity and this surface is said to be the plane of rotation. Now, if we try to find out the direction of a particular axial vector, angular velocity there, we can say that the direction of this axial vector is always perpendicular to the plane of rotation. This is plane of rotation and this direction shows the perpendicular to the plane of rotation. We have different methods to find out the direction of the axial vectors also according to its rotation. Suppose the particle is moving in anti-clockwise around the axis of rotation. So what do? We can use the right hand curl rules also. We can hold this particular axis of rotation in the direction of rotation of particle. A particle is moving anti-clockwise in this particular direction. We take our fingers and hold curl on the fingers in the direction of rotation of particles and hold this axis of rotation. Where is our thumb? Our thumb shows upward direction. So the direction of this vector is upward. Suppose that the same particle is rotating about this axis of rotation and its direction of rotation is clockwise. It is moving like this clockwise. We take our fingers, curl on our fingers in the direction of rotation of particle and hold this particular axis of rotation. Where is our thumb? Our thumb shows the downward direction. So this is the downward direction of the axial vectors. So in this way we can try to find out the direction of axial vectors. Okay, so this is the diagram. Okay, and this is said to be the axial vector angular velocity. Another diagram is also there, secant. This is torque. Torque means a particular particle is rotating about its axis of rotation. It has certain distance and force is applied in this direction. So force into the perpendicular distance is said to be the torque. Okay, and where is the direction? The direction is upward. It is moving in anti-clockwise direction, and the direction of this axial vector torque shows the upward direction. Okay, so it has direction. So this is also another type of axial vector. Okay. Now let us try to understand by the position vector. What do we understand by position vector? So we say that if we take a particular particle with respect to a particular reference point, okay, we consider a certain point as a origin, and if we take a particular particle at a certain distance from this origin or the reference point, so we can say that the position of particle is indicated by its reference point. Okay, so a vector drawn from the origin to the position of particle means here this is O is the origin, and if we place a particle here at P position, then the particle P, its position is indicated by the origin only. The P is x distance from the origin. So we can say that this P particle has its position and its position vector is equal to x. This type of vector is said to be the position vector. How do we indicate it? O to P is a vector, vector OP, whose magnitude is equal, which is equal to how much? Vector x. So vector x we can indicate it by vector x, or we can just indicate it by OP vector. This type of vector or position vector of particle is said to be a position vector, and it is on a horizontal direction. If we suppose the particle, this is the motion of particle in straight line in a plane surface, means two dimensions, two directions x and y, vertical and horizontal direction both. If we consider the same particle in xy plane, how do we understand the position vector of this particle? See that this is x and this is y. We suppose that this particle is here at P position and the distance of this particle from the origin is r. So the position vector OP is equal to vector r. Okay, means in horizontal direction it is this much distance at P, and in vertical direction the position of P is up to here. Okay, so we say that OP is equal to vector r, and this is the position vector at any time t. Time t start from the initial position here, origin, and if we place here at time t, the position of particular vector is OP is equal to vector r. This is the position of a vector in a xy plane. Okay, let us try to understand the displacement vector. What do we understand by the displacement vector? Displacement means change in the position of a particular particle. Okay, if a particle at initial stage is at a particular point, after some time it changes its position from one place to other place, means one point to other point. What will be the change in the position? This change in the position with change in the time gives us the displacement, and this is said to be the displacement vector. We take this particular displacement vector in xy plane. See that this is xy plane. Here this is the origin here. Particle at P point is here, is his origin, first initial stage, its position is supposed to be r1 here, okay, and after this at t time, suppose that the position of particle at P is, P position is there, its distance from origin is r1. After time, some time t1, whenever there is change in time t1, it changes, its position changes from P to P1. So in t1 time, the position of particle changes from P to P1, its distance from the origin is supposed to be r2 here. How much change is there? Or if we consider this position is r and here the position is r1, what will be the change in position from r to r1? What will be the change in position according to this point P to P1? Okay, so the displacement of particle is said to be pp1. So we can say that the displacement vector in time interval change in time is, initial stage the time was t, after some time final stage the time become t1, the change in time is t1 minus t, okay. Since after time interval t1 minus t, the position, the displacement vector of particle will become p1, okay. This is p1, and this type of vector is said to be the displacement vector. So position vector and displacement vector in xy plane, okay. Now we are going to discuss some important definitions related to the vectors, the types of vectors now, okay, forms of vectors. Let us go through them. Number 1, some important definitions of vectors. Equal vectors, what do we understand by equal vectors? So we can say that two vectors are there whose magnitudes are equal and they are moving in the same direction, then such type of vectors are said to be the equal vectors. We see here the diagram, vector A, vector B, their magnitude are supposed to be likely to be equal and the direction is also same. This type of vectors are said to be equal vectors. We can write this like this, vector A is equal to vector B. What will be the angle between these vectors? The angle between these two vectors or equal vectors will be 0 degree, okay. Next, negative vector. Negative vectors means if two vectors are there, if they are equal in magnitudes but their directions are opposite to each other, one vector is moving in this direction and other vector is moving in this direction, whether they are equal in magnitudes but the directions are opposite to each other, then both vectors are said to be the negative vectors. See the figure here, vector A is moving in this direction, vector B is moving in this direction, their magnitudes are equal. So we can say that vector A and vector B are negative vectors. We indicate vectors, both vectors, the direction vector A is equal to minus vector B. Vector A is equal to minus vector B, minus sign indicates the opposite direction of vector B, okay. What will be the angle between them? Their angle will be 180 degree, their directions are opposite to each other. So the angle between this type of vectors are said to be 180 degree. Next type of vectors, collinear vectors. What do we understand by collinear vectors? So we can say that if two vectors are there, whether they are equal in magnitudes or unequal, whether their magnitudes are equal or unequal and they are moving in the same line or they are parallel to each other or they are anti-parallel to each other, okay. Their magnitudes need not to be same, their magnitudes are unequal, they are moving in parallel directions or they are moving in anti-parallel direction to each other, such vectors are said to be the collinear vectors. Collinear vectors are classified into two parts. We can call it one parallel vectors and second anti-parallel vectors. Parallel vectors or like vectors we can call, or anti-parallel vectors we can call, unlike vectors we call, okay. First we take the parallel vectors. Two vectors which are acting in the same line, along the same line, in the same direction are said to be the parallel vectors. need not to be same in the magnitude, their magnitudes are different. Vector A, vector B, both are moving in same line in the same direction. Such type of vectors are said to be the parallel vectors. Okay. Anti-parallel vectors. Anti-parallel vectors means two vectors are moving in opposite direction to each other. Okay, they are opposite directions to each other. Then such type of vectors are said to be anti-parallel vectors. Their magnitudes are unequal magnitudes. We can see this figure there. Vector A is moving in this particular direction and B is moving in this particular direction. Their directions are opposite. They are moving in opposite direction to each other. Such type of vectors are said to be the anti-parallel vectors. And collinear vectors, what will be the angle between the collinear vectors? The angle between the collinear vectors either be 0 degree or 180 degree, because parallel vectors moves in the same direction, same line, and anti-parallel vectors moves in opposite direction to each other. Okay. Next types of vectors, coinitial vectors. What do we understand by coinitial vectors? Coinitial vector means is related with the initial point. Suppose that at particular point O is the initial point and 2, 3, 4 vectors are emerging out from the same point, means coming out from the same point. Means we can say that if 2 or more than 2 vectors whose initial points are same, they are emerging out from the same point, then this type of vectors are said to be the co-initial vectors. Here in figure we can see that vector A, vector B, vector C, vector D, both all are emerging out from this point. If we suppose this point is O point, then we can say that all these vectors are said to be the co-initial vectors. Okay. Next, related with co-initial, we can consider the coterminous vectors also. Coterminous means the vectors, we can say that 2 or more than 2 vectors are just ending at one point only. Okay. Then such vectors are said to be coterminous also. Coplanar vectors also, if 2 or more than 2 vectors are lying on the same plane, such vectors are said to be coplanar vectors. Null vectors, 0 vector also, the vectors whose magnitudes are 0, those vectors whose magnitude is 0 is said to be null vector or 0 vectors. These are also the forms of vectors. We come to next, unit vectors, which is very important here. Unit vector, what do we understand by unit vector? A vector of unit magnitude is called unit vector. Suppose that a line is there of 10 centimeter, okay, or if we divide the line into 10 parts, then one part of this line is said to be its unit magnitude. Okay. So such vectors are said to be the unit vectors, means a vector of unit magnitudes are said to be the unit vectors. The directions of this particular vector is same as the direction of given vector. Suppose that a particular vector is there, means a line is there, a line segment is there, which is just extending from one point to other point up to 10 centimeter. Okay. So in this particular direction, the unit vector is considered to be its unit part of it, and the direction of this unit vector is along the direction of given vector. Okay. Unit vector, what is the use of unit vector? Unit vector generally indicates the direction of a given vector. It shows the direction of a given vector. Consider vector A. Okay, suppose that there is a vector A, capital A we take as vector A, and this vector can be written as, how do we just make its formula? Given vector means vector A, capital A, vector is equal to magnitude of vector into direction of vector. So we write this vector as vector A, we have suppose that capital A vector A, and what is the magnitude of vector? Magnitude of vector means that if we take out the absolute value in the mod, if we keep a vector in a mod, then we can get its absolute value only, means we can get its magnitude only. Modulus of vector A gives us the magnitude only, means this vector becomes scalar. So we keep the same vector, given vector A in mod form, in absolute form, that shows us the magnitude of vector into direction of vector A. A cap we write. What do we understand by this A cap? Hat over a letter A, cap over a letter A. The symbol of unit vector is cap over a letter or hat over a letter. This is indicated, this type of vector is said to be unit vector. So, unit vector is what? A unit vector means a vector of unit magnitude whose direction is same as the given vector. It is indicated by cap over a letter or hat over a letter. Okay. What is the formula? We try to form the formula here. Given vector is equal to magnitude of vector into unit vector. Then if we just transpose this magnitude here, we can have the unit vector A cap is equal to given vector upon magnitude of vector. So, unit vector formula will be what? The unit vector means A cap is equal to given vector upon magnitude of given vector, means vector A upon mod of vector A. This will be the formula of unit vector. Okay. So, this is about unit vector. Generally the unit vector is used to show the direction of given vector. Okay. On the basis of this unit vector, if we try to find out the directions, all three dimensions, means all three directions in space, suppose that x direction, y direction and z direction, like this 3 dimensions, we can call those vectors are orthogonal unit vectors. Orthogonal unit vectors. So, what are orthogonal unit vectors? Orthogonal unit vectors means 3 vectors which are mutually perpendicular to each other. Suppose that one line, horizontal line, it shows the x direction, x axis, vertical line, it shows the y direction. Okay. This vertical line shows the y direction, and another line which is perpendicular to this both, that is z direction. Okay. So, these two are perpendicular to each other, and third direction z is also perpendicular to both. It means that all 3 lines, all 3 axes are perpendicular, mutually perpendicular to each other. The vectors related, the unit vectors related to all these 3 directions are said to be the orthogonal unit vectors. We can see the figure here. See the figure here, x direction is shown here, y direction is shown here and z direction is shown here. So, along x direction, the unit vector indicates the x axis by I cap, means small I cap. The direction unit vector along y axis is indicated by j cap, and the unit vectors along z direction shows us the unit vector as k cap. I cap, j cap, k cap are the unit vectors. Those vectors are said to be the orthogonal unit vectors along x, y and z directions. Okay. We can write these unit vectors systematically. For vector A, if we suppose vector A along x axis, then how do we write vector A? Vector A is equal to magnitude of vector and its direction, unit vector. So, vector A is equal to mod of vector A into I cap. Similarly, for y axis, vector A into magnitude of vector A into j cap. Similarly, for z axis, vector A is equal to magnitude of vector A into k cap. Okay. So, these I cap, j cap and k cap are said to be the orthogonal unit vectors. We will use these vectors in scalar products, dot product or vector products cross product. Okay. Now, next topic is multiplication of a vector by real numbers. If we multiply a particular vector by a real number, we suppose that n is a real number and vector A is a vector and n is multiplied to vector A. What will be its resultant vector? Its resultant vector will be n times of vector A. If the integer, real number is a positive integer, then we can get the resultant vector for this multiplication as n times of a given vector. We suppose that here, suppose n is a real number, it is multiplied to any number, any vector, vector A, then it will become n times of A, vector A. The resultant vector will become n times of vector A. Suppose given vector is a small a vector and resultant vector we are just indicating by capital A. Resultant vector is capital A. If we are taking real numbers as a negative value, means n is negative and it is multiplied by given vector is small a, then its resultant vector, vector A, will become minus n times of given vector. Okay, but the direction of the resultant vector will be opposite to the direction of given vector. If given vector is in the direction, then its resultant will be moving in the opposite direction to it. Let us see this. This is the figure. Okay, this is vector A. Vector capital A is the resultant vector. It is multiplied by negative real number, that is minus 2 we have taken here. So its resultant will be minus 2a. The direction is opposite to the given vector. Okay, this is about the multiplication by a real number. If we multiply a vector by a scalar quantity, what will happen? Whenever a vector is multiplied by a scalar quantity, its resultant will be always a vector quantity, and the direction of this resultant vector will be along the direction of a vector. Okay, this is said to be the multiplication by a scalar quantity. Suppose that if we have taken any vector as a velocity, vector v, velocity is a vector quantity, and if we multiply velocity by mass, a scalar quantity, so mass into velocity mv will get the resultant of it. That resultant is said to be momentum. So momentum is the resultant of the product of vector and scalar. It means that its product gives us the vector quantity, that is momentum. What will be the direction of momentum? The direction of momentum is along the direction of a vector quantity, that is velocity, along the direction of velocity. So this is about multiplication by a vector quantity by real number or by scalar quantity. Okay, so that's all for today's topic. We'll continue addition and subtraction of vectors in next lecture, next topic. Till then, all of you stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye. Thank you.